All right, let's talk about the big one, the individual portfolio project. I know, you see that on the syllabus and it looks like a monster, but we're going to crack the code on this thing together. Let's make it simple and let's get started right now. So, are you looking at this project and feeling a little overwhelmed? Yeah, that's totally normal. It's a huge assignment with a lot of different pieces, but trust me, we're going to take what looks like a mountain and break it down into a bunch of small, totally manageable hills. And the very first hill we're going to tackle is the IPS Preamble. See, by zeroing in on just this one piece first, you get to build a super solid foundation for everything else. Plus, you get feedback from your instructor early, which is a game changer. It's all about starting smart, not just starting hard. Okay, so mission number one. We have to understand the foundation. Before you can build a house, you need a blueprint, right? Well, that's what the Investment Policy Statement, or IPS, is. Let's figure out what this blueprint is all about. Think of the IPS preamble like the first 10 minutes of a movie. It sets the entire stage. It tells you who the main characters are, that's your client family, and it clearly lays out who's supposed to do what. It's the who, what, and why that gives context to every single thing that comes after. And listen, this isn't just busy work. There's a real strategy here. The whole point of doing this first is to get your instructor's eyes on it early. That way you know you're heading in the right direction from day one. It turns this one giant project into a series of smaller, successful wins. Now we get to the fun part, the creative part. For this assignment, you're not just a student analyzing a pre-made case. Nope, you get to be the architect. You're building a family's entire story from scratch. This, right here, is the most important line from the instructions. You determine their story. You have all the control. You're going to invent a family, figure out their lives, their dreams, their financial situation. This is your shot to create a scenario that's actually interesting and feels real. So let's start with the parents. How old are they? When are they thinking about retiring? Is it just around the corner or decades away? Now, here's a rule. One parent has to work full-time, but you decide their job. Are they a doctor, a plumber, an artist? Then, what's the deal with the second parent? Are they working full-time too, part-time, or running the household? Every little decision you make here will totally change the financial plan. Okay, next up, the rest of the family. You can give them anywhere from 2 to 5 kids. And how old are they? Are we talking about toddlers in daycare, teenagers who are about to, drain the college fund? Or are they grown adults with their own lives? Hey, you can even throw in some grandchildren if you want to get into that whole multi-generational planning thing. And now, the money. This is obviously huge. Your family has to have some kind of retirement account already started. Is modest $50,000 or $500,000? That's up to you. Do they own a house? Maybe a little cabin by a lake? And what's their plan for what happens to all their stuff when they're gone? These details are the financial engine of your whole project. All right, you've dreamed up your family. You can picture their lives. Now it's time to actually get it all down on paper. Let's break down the 3 specific non-negotiable sections that have to be in your preamble. Okay, look at this table. Your preamble needs these 3 parts. First, identification of the client. Simple. You just introduce the family you just invented. Second, other actors. That's basically you, the financial advisor. And third, key responsibilities. Now, this last part is so important. In the real world, this section is like a legal shield. It protects everyone from misunderstandings by saying exactly who is in charge of what. So don't be vague here. Get specific. We are so close. You've got the story, you've got the structure for the paper. Now for the last little details. The stuff you absolutely cannot forget if you want to get the best grade. Think of this as your final checklist. The first and most important rule is this number right here, 500. Your preamble needs to be at least 500 words. Don't come up short on this one. But honestly, between introducing your family and spelling out those 3 sections we just talked about, you'll hit 500 words no problem. And here it is, the final sprint, your submission checklist. Number 1, back up what you're saying with some scholarly resources. 2, get your formatting perfect with the APA style guide. 3, read the assignment rubric. It's literally the answer key for how you're being graded. And 4, make sure you submit it through Lopes Rate. Check off these 4 boxes and you are golden. So, let's just zoom out for a second. We started with this assignment that looks like a giant confusing mess. But by taking it piece by piece, we've basically built a roadmap to get it done. What started out as just a scary-looking list of instructions on the assignment sheet, well, it's now a clear action plan. You're not just following a bunch of rules anymore. You're actually diving into a creative process that has a clear path. We've gone from confused to totally clear. So, the only question left is the one that you get to answer. With all this freedom, all this creative power, what kind of financial future are you going to build for the family you just brought to life? All right, now go write their story.